Guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Earn Collects. Good to see you guys again. If you're new to the channel, I'm a six-figure seller on eBay, TCG player. I vend at shows. I sell Pokemon primarily, and I'm just a member of the community and a guy who likes to document what he's doing. So we are in an interesting time, aren't we? I thought I'd take a moment to sit down with my hoodie inside out and my microphone that I could probably just clip to my chest and just talk about a few things today. I was going to upload a normal video that I usually do, and that's usually, if you're new to the channel, it's just body cam me doing stuff, talking about random things. And I recorded that video earlier, and it is me sending off a bunch of things to consignment to be sold with Z&G Emporium because I'm liquidating as much as I can, as fast as I can, and I'll explain why in a second. So at the tail end of this, I guess it'd be the second half of this video, you can find that footage. I go through the high value stuff, so it's about 20,000 in slabs. Higher value stuff, a bunch of gold stars, alternate arts, that kind of thing. I'm sending about 30 cards for buy it now listing, and then about 80 or 100 in auction, and those cards are mostly going to be like sub $200 cards. So I'm liquidating a lot of this stuff that I've had sitting around that honestly it's just money that's being tied up, and cash is good. Cash is good to have, and being liquid right now is great. And I think being liquid right now, not for today, but really for what's coming is the key. So I have kind of fully changed my mindset, I would say, over the last couple months. I am in full how do we make as much money as possible mode. I see what the market's doing. I see what's going on with the last three sets, and a part of me is really kicking myself, not because I want to invest all my money and be a Pokemon investor and all that jazz that people talk about these days. Really, it's because I want to be able to take advantage of the opportunity. And I was able to buy I think 4 or 5 cases of Searching Sparks. I sold 2 of them for, I think, 40% margin already. That's really good. I wish I was in a position to buy more. I just chose not to. I had the opportunity to, right? Twilight Masquerade, the same thing. So I'm looking at the previous sets that are coming out. I'm looking at the position I have today, and outside of 151 and Lost Abyss, which are 2 sets that I kind of spec'd on pretty heavily, I've kind of just been on the sidelines, not buying too much sealed. I think part of it's because I was really just trying to not invest into sealed and be a part of that wave of people who are doing that. But I see now how much demand there is, and honestly, if I want to park my money and I think of it as like a long-term flip. I'd rather be doing that with modern sealed than anything else, especially slabs and Japanese stuff, which is primarily what I buy. So, long story short, I am liquidating, so I have a bunch of cash. I want that cash because I'm going to buy as much sealed as I possibly can. And stating my intentions fully right now, I'm not an investor. I'm someone who is constantly flipping and trying to fund this business and grow out this business. I guess you could say I do invest money in sealed because technically it just sits there. But my intention is honestly to flip it as soon as I think it's a good idea. Yeah, so I want to liquidate. I want to get as much cash on hand as possible. Really, my strategy these days, as I've kind of pruned the personal collection, is I park some money in sealed. I've always done that since Sun and Moon, especially with Japanese. I park some money into sealed, and then I hold on to that for long term. So I guess you could say that's investing. Don't say the I word. It's gonna bring in the trolls. But my intention in all this is not just to sit on it and get rich one day. My intention is sealed has honestly performed the best, and it's the most accessible. And as long as you can wait, it always works out, or it has worked out at least for me. So for my own personal collection, I park on some sealed. I've done that since Sun and Moon. Boxes and cases of each set that comes out. I try my best to do that. But as of late, I'm doing that mainly just to flip. I think the market is too hot. I I really, really, really do think that there will be a correction. Part of it is because I think a lot of us were there with Vivid Voltage. We got crushed if you really thought they weren't going to print that into the ground. And, I bought boxes at 130, 140, 150, and I still have some of them today. So I also think that I think many people underestimate the brand that we are all kind of meddling with or playing with is E for everyone, right? Families, kids, that sort of thing. I don't believe that TPC is going to allow for fans and players to get their cards or to be choked on supply. That's probably the best way of putting it. I just don't think that they would do that long term. I think, a quarter, 2 quarters, a year from now, I don't know. I think there's going to be an overcorrection, and I don't think they're going to stand for, just not being enough product in the market and people having to pay, double, triple, whatever it is, just to get boxes and singles and that kind of thing. I mean, it's not going to be double or triple, I think, but who knows, right? But again, this is the strongest franchise in the world, most grossing franchise in the world. I don't think that they're sitting back and long term they're going to allow for families and players and kids and that kind of thing to be in a position where they can't just enjoy the hobby. So all of us, I think there is a window of opportunity here. And that opportunity is really about capitalizing on all this demand of FOMO that's kicking in and coming into the space. And really, it's an invitation for you. What position are you going to be in? Are you going to have something to sell to those people that come in? Or do you want to be someone who is caught left holding the bag long term with, $150, $175 booster boxes that will take years, many, many years to get to 200, 300 plus. So yeah, I'm liquidating everything that I can. As I have all this ridiculous stuff on the shelf that I still need to sell. Yeah, I kind of just feel free now. This is what I want to do, and it is a fundamental change in how I've kind of been running things before. I'm leaning less on Japanese slabs and singles. If you didn't know, primarily most of my business has been Japanese stuff. I've been a Japanese purist since I got back in the hobby. Just love the quality, love the cards a lot more than English. And I think ultra modern now in English is just way too hot to ignore. So it's not like I'm getting in because I'm a fan. It's more so I see the window of opportunity for the business and I want to take advantage of it. So I think I've said enough. Thank you all for watching. Appreciate it. If you could leave a comment below, let me know your thoughts. Now I will transition into what I'm sending out to consignment, and hopefully you guys like the footage. So appreciate you guys watching. Thank you and goodbye. All right. I missed this view. The chest cam. So funny story. I had already packed it all up and I was deciding to send it out. And then I realized I want to make a video. So I got to take this out and unpack it, and I'll show you guys exactly what I'm going to sell or send to consignment. So I think there might be some personal information on this. Dear number one fan, this box is buy it now only. So if you've never consigned before, typically you tell the consignor what you want to sell, what you're going to sell at rather, and if it's auction or buy it now. And this package is actually going to be separate from my, sorry about that. This package is going to be separate from my auction listings. And most of the auction listing cards, this is what they are, and there's like another, I guess, 50 or 60 over there. They're cheaper cards. Buy now stuff, one of the things I really like about this boom is I'm going to try to take advantage of everything that is hot and try to get a premium on some of these cards. Like this guy. Charizard Gold Star 7.5. How's that for a view? I got this when I was vending at the last show. I think total value I got it at like 2,000, so trade plus cash. Yeah, I made a tough call, right? At that time, this is about a month ago, 5 weeks ago, I saw the market going up, and I've been paying attention to the auctions, and I've had a feeling that, hey, maybe gold stars are going to be in a great position and go up more as the market booms. There seems to be some of that, a little bit. Why are my stamps out? But yeah, I want to list this, I think, at 20. Let me look at this. As I buy it now, I'm going to list this Zard at 2,400 with Z&G. That is about $200 above comps. From what I remember, there are no other listings for this. So, fingers crossed. And if it doesn't sell, I can just lower the price. So it's not a big deal. This guy I overpaid for. I think they wanted 4K trading cash. So I think there were two recent solds since then that were about 3,200 and 3,300. I'm gonna put this at 3,700. That's probably a little aggressive, but again, no harm in asking for more. I don't want to sell at market necessarily. I want to make the market. I want to make a new market. I want to make the newest price. And so, that's something to keep in mind if you're selling something that is higher end or something that is harder to find. I think people get really caught up in just selling at market. When if you truly have something that someone wants and you're patient, it can sell for more. I'm comfortable with that. I can wait. And I'm okay. If it doesn't work, then I'll just lower the price. I think this has a swirl. God, that card is beat up. And another 7.5. I had this. I'm going to have this listed at 4,500. 4,500. I think is pretty good considering an 8 just sold for 5.2, 5.3. I think this is probably an easier one to combat just because between the 6.5 and 8, there aren't that many that I saw. So hopefully we find someone out there that is looking for 7.5. This is the one that has a fat boy swirl. You see that? You can kind of see it. Let me turn on this other light. Yeah. I had the great debate with myself. Do I send this to James, Z&G, or send it to Dan, Catch 'em All Collectibles? It's like having two dads that love you and you don't know which one to choose. Honestly, at the end of the day, because I had so much of this other stuff, I decided to send it to Z. I've done business with both. Both are great guys, run great businesses. And so, yeah, this time James wins. All right, Gold Star Gyarados 8.5. I would say the base text or the base design of this card I think is wonderful. The holo is just terrible for a Gold Star, for any card really. 8.5, beautiful card. I think I got this for 16 or 1700 trading cash, and what I'm going to list it at is 22. Ooh, that's pretty high. Well, we're going to list it at that, and if it doesn't sell after like 2 or 3 weeks, I'll just lower it. So, yeah, the name of the game with these, someone's going to want them. It's just about getting the right price, and these together, I think if I just tally them up, this is about 10, 4, 6, 7, 10 or 11,000 or 11 or 12,000 in value, just those cards as is. So they're going to be listed as buy it nows, and we're going to see if we can make some good cash from them. Other cards. This Vaporeon play promo I graded myself. Yeah, if you've watched previous videos, then you're probably going to be like, hey, I thought you said you were never going to sell it. Everything's for sale now. I am completely changed my mindset. Really, I've just flipped that switch because I just see so much growth and opportunity that's happening right now. I can't hold on to this card, which is about $1,000 card, because the play version, if you didn't know, is way more rare than the World Champions version. Same design, same everything, except this little, symbol at the bottom. Yeah, I just had this like epiphany. Now's not the time to be holding stuff. Now's not the time to be building a collection. I can always buy these back, and I'm very confident that this is not going to increase 100x overnight or in the next year or two. I could be wrong, but I just don't see that happening based on historical growth on Gold Stars. So this guy's got to go. Sad to see him go, but yeah. This CGC4 Zard, I graded this myself. I've graded this literally 5 times. It went from a PSA 2 to PSA 3 to CGC 6 to BGS wouldn't grade it to now CGC 4. I think right now I can probably list it for 6 to 800. What did I put it at? 800. So yeah, I think it'll sell. There was a 4 that sold recently for 800, so I think that's going to be great. Skyridge Articuno. I traded for this at the last vending that I went to. It sells for like 900 bucks. I'm gonna list it at 1,000 and see if they get any bites. Gengar level X, beautiful card. One of my chases or my PCs I want to add is the Advent of Arceus Japanese version of this. It has a nice like, I don't know, sparkly glow to it. One day I'll get it. That one's only a $500 card. In a 9, this is about $350. And Call of Legends, this needs no introduction. It took me a while to sell my Call of Legends set. I still have, I think, the Suicune somewhere over here. Yeah, here we go. Suicune. I've had the hardest time selling off the entire set. It took me 2.5, 3 years to complete it. So hopefully that sells well. Final Legends, Fire Leaf Green, PSA 9 Gyarados. Mid-era Japanese, this EX era, I don't know what era you call it, but this EX Ruby Sapphire era, man, it's really getting harder to find, but it's so cheap. It's so cheap compared to English. Maybe something will happen there. I don't know. But I've held on to this card for a while. I think this one I graded. It is the unlimited version. So for the hardcore collectors out there, maybe that matters to them, maybe not. These guys, this is from Legendary Treasures. I do really like these cards. In Japanese, the textures are phenomenal. That set's called EX Battle Boost. In a 10, you can get each of these for like 700 bucks. In 9s in English, these go for like $250 each. Yeah, just decided, don't really need them anymore. So, later, guys. And then the original black and white versions of Reshiram and Zekrom, PSA 9. These are stupid cheap. I think the last sales are like 70 or 80 bucks, which is surprising. But I guess that's, a lot of the cards in black and white aren't really sought after all these years. So I guess that isn't that surprising. Now, these are going to be painful to sell, but I'm doing them as buy it now. So hopefully that's going to help. E-Series PSA 9s. Generally, they go from anywhere between 30 to 100 bucks, depending on which one it is. These are grading misses. I would definitely try to grade them again because I do feel like, if I recall, these are 10 candidates for sure, but they got 9s. In the same batch that I graded these, I got 10s. So, but if you miss again, you're 30, 35 bucks down the hole. I just decided it's not worth it, and so I'm just gonna sell these. Look at that Raichu. And Typhlosion. I think there's a swirl on this guy, right? Nope. All right. CP6 Zard needs no introduction. I've had the hardest time trying to get interest on this and sell this. PSA 10 sell well. BGS 95s don't. So this card's pretty cool. It's a reverse holo from Chinese team up, and in Chinese, the reverse holos have like this cool element pattern on it. I've sold one before for like 90 bucks on eBay, and I haven't sold one since, so I figured I'd shoot my shot with Z and see if we get some interest. And this guy, he's tanked a bit. I think the last solds are like 500 bucks. This is the ultra rare version of the Mega Charizard EX from Wild Blaze, or also in English it is called Flashfire. I really like this card, but yeah, we're not in the business of liking cards anymore. So I'm always sad for this to go. I think the list price I have it is $550. So let's see if we can sell it at that. And this Rosa, I debated cracking her probably for like the last year. And I waited so long to the point where it's just not worth it. And I feel like it's a pretty strong 9.5, right? Centering, corners. You could, I don't know. You could crack it and get a PSA 10, I think, or cross it. I decided just to leave it as is and hopefully find a suitor. All right, we're going to switch to the aerial cam here. I thought it'd be cool just to share, what it looks like if you are trying to liquidate everything that you have, things that you bring to a show, things you would want to sell if you want to make room. And I got a variety of stuff here throughout the last year, I would say. There's these, I think it's about 80 cards, and there's like another 50 or 60 off to the side over there of just lower value stuff. So I want to power through this and just show you guys exactly what I'm sending off for auction. So some of the stuff, these level X's, I was, I think 6 months ago actually, I decided I was going to collect all the level X's in PSA 10 in Japanese. But, as I mentioned before, look at that texture. I'm really about right now just trying to get as liquid as possible so I can further just grow the business as much as I can. In the future, I'll come back and probably, get a few, maybe for the collection. I still have a bunch of stuff that I need to liquidate from the collection. But this stuff, most stuff is 80 to 150 bucks. That's, 10 cards. That's close to $1,000 of cards that I'm holding up, just holding and not really doing anything with. So I figured I'd show. Look at that fat swirl and a half. Look at that. So thought I'd show some of these cards. A couple of these I graded myself. A couple of them I got from friends. But man, Japanese diamond and pearl, I swear, is I don't know if it's slept on or just underappreciated. You never know. Will it ever go up? I have no idea. So let's see what else we got here. Got some primes. I graded this one myself. I've always found it funny how primes have like this selfie look to all the Pokemon where they are like close up. My intention was also to collect all these as well, but that can come at another time. I mean, the prices on these and these, they have not moved at all in like the last 2 or 3 years. So I'm pretty confident, let's say I can double 2 or 3x my business, I can go back and buy these. But if I hold on to this for 2 or 3 years, it's literally money that's just going to sit there. That's probably going to be worth the same, if not less, after fees. So it doesn't make sense for me to have it right now. I got the Feraligatr. I also graded this. Proud Dad. You got the Classic Collection. Whoops, where's the Classic Collection Zard? Here he is. You got the Classic Collection Zard, Blastoise, Venusaur. Funny story about these guys is I think when the Japanese Classic Collection came out, I was one of the first to have the 10s on the market. I must have tripled my money on the Classic Collection just from grading this right away, $30 tier, selling them as a set, selling just a Zard, selling the evolution lines. That was a great time. So when everyone else was bearish, I was bullish and I got rewarded. Lesson learned, which is a good reminder. Everyone else is bullish. Maybe you should be bearish and find opportunities to get out, take profits. Classic Collection, 25th anniversary. I would say, honestly, man, I like both these a lot. Just the design. I don't know which one's better. What do you think? So, Blastoise, Venusaur, Charizard, Bandit Ring, Best of XY, Hollow Entei, Mega Sableye, Tyranitar, and yeah, so there's, that's probably what, 100, 200, 4 or 5, probably $500 of stuff there, post fees, maybe. Let's go through this stack. This stack is a little bit lower. Oh, this is more level X's. This Palkia. So surprisingly, some of these level X's come in promos in English, and like they're not really worth that much. And the Japanese counterparts are worth more. So that's something I learned. Hippowdon. Kind of want to keep this. It's just so ridiculous. How do we only have one hippopotamus Pokemon? That's the part that makes me scratch my head. Like how are we this far? And we have an ice cream cone in a garbage can and an electrical socket, but we don't have more than one hippopotamus. Radiant Charizard, Pogo, 25th anniversary Umbreon. I think there's a couple of these in here. More 25th anniversary stuff. And then Ugly Fat Boy Blastoise GX. Now we get into this other stuff that isn't as interesting, but I'll show. Well, we have V-Star Universe. We have the Pichu from Heart Gold Soul Silver in Japanese. Radiant Collection PSA 9 Pikachu. Pre-order Scarlet and Violet I can't talk. Pre-order Scarlet and Violet Pikachu in a PSA 10. Can't believe how many of these came out. And I think the price is actually pretty good now. Pikachu VMAX. In English, I bought probably 40 of these to grade and flip, and that was a terrible mistake. Even though the gem rates were pretty high, I got crushed on the number of non-gradables in this one. It's gold. I really like this gold. I wish it was more desirable and people liked it and, you know, the price pumped, but it's what it is. And then trainers, Gardevoir or Gardena, 25th anniversary, and then a PSA 9 Umbreon EX. The reason why I'm selling this is because I bought a 10 3 or 4 months ago. That's currently in the personal collection that's soon going to not be a personal collection once I decide I want to liquidate all that. So just to be clear, I'm not liquidating everything. I'm just selling most of the stuff that I had laying around and then a bunch of other things that were in the PC. It's just money, like 80 cards times grading fees, 15, that's $1,200 in just grading fees that's being held up that I can't realize. So, yeah. Or that I can't make up. Trainers, I went on a trainer binge during the Japanese boom of last year. It's one of my favorite cards, this tag team one. And I'm ready to give them up because I don't know if trainers will ever recover, honestly. It's a weird time. I have 10 of these. I'm sending 2 to auction to see how they do with ZNG. Right now they're getting crushed. I think the last solds are like 75 to 80. My price in was like 80 for some of these, so I'll make some money back, break even, probably not. But yeah. PSA 1, the Salamence, what I really, really like, just it's not liquid. So let's just send it to auction. PSA 9 with the fat swirl. Rockets Moltres. Japanese base 5/5. Zard. And then some other stuff. V-Star Universe. Last 2 stacks. And then I think that's going to be it. Trainers, Ultra Shiny GX. These 2, this was worth as much as like 700 during the Japanese boom. Now it goes for like 200. She went up to like 500. Now she goes to like 150. So shoulda, coulda, woulda. Shoulda sold. She went up to 300 or 400. Now she's 100. Yeah, just trainers. Nothing special. So as we are ending as we are approaching the end of this video, just want to say really appreciate you guys for watching. Let me know, what are you doing right now? How are you positioning yourself to take advantage of this current market? Because I imagine not everyone's just buying Surging Sparks and all that other stuff. Yeah, I'm eager to hear what y'all are doing. So that's it. Those 80 cards plus the other 25 plus there's another stack of 80 that's just junk, or 60 that's just junk. I'm not going to show. That's it. Y'all, thank you for your time. Take care of yourselves. May you get the gains you're looking for, and I appreciate y'all for watching. It means the world to me. Thank you very much.